After Spiderman PS4 released in September of 2018 and absolutely blew me away, a 3-part DLC that expanded upon the mechanics, world, and story of the original was something I was very excited for. The City That Never Sleeps has 3 different acts: the heist, turf wars, and silver lining. The heist mainly focuses on expanding the story of Black Cat and the aftermath of Kingpin's defeat from the beginning of the first game, with Magia thugs as the main enemies. Turf Wars focuses on the battle between the Magia and the new crime boss Hammerhead, who wants to become an unstoppable force, and Silver Lining ties everything up from the first 2. The story of all these is one of my favorite parts, having awesome and bombastic cinematic cutscenes, exploring previous characters and fleshing them all out very well, and adding brand new villains and themes. Peter's morals directly butt heads with that of Police Chief Yuri Watanabe's, which gives us some really solid cutscenes involving their disagreements and ideas. I also really enjoy how Black Cat acts like an effortless criminal who easily gets away and continues to live a life of luxury from her crimes, but in reality she's truly insecure about the danger she's put in by Hammerhead and the Magia. Miles and MJ also play minor roles in the story, which really help the franchise in the long run to better explain their gradual transformations. The gameplay is basically the same as before, but we get a lot of cool chase scenes, new enemies, amazing gadget challenges from Screwball, and fantastic boss battles that all use that same gameplay in new ways. The collectibles are pretty fun for the most part, and while they are, similar to everything else, not very different, they're still somewhat interesting. The new music added is also pretty good, and while you can sometimes notice a reused track, it's not a big deal whatsoever. There's also a pretty solid amount of content here to keep you entertained, taking me around 7 hours to beat everything and 100% only the heist. Why didn't I 100% the other 2, you may ask? Well, there's the only issue with the DLC. The collectible setup of the heist is absolutely masterful, perfectly fitting with the story and having just enough crimes to keep you entertained the whole way through. Silver Lining also does a really good job, but there are still minor slip-ups, like requiring you to listen to the recordings all the way through before you can get to another one, which is sort of a pacing killer. Turf Wars, on the other hand, despite having the best story elements of the 3 parts, has the worst collectibles of any Spider-Man Insomniac content. Not only do the crimes appear at a very slow rate, which was part of the problem with the base game, but the bases also have completely garbage difficulty balancing, especially considering that in the original Spider-Man and its DLC there were 6 waves of no checkpoints in these bases. These are insanely difficult. They're not Horizon Frozen Wilds, you could still beat them after maybe 10 or 20 tries, but that's way too much, especially for a DLC I want to complete more quickly. It's not a huge deal, just makes the middle part of the DLC discouraging for people who like to get their money's worth and get everything in the game. In the end, though, it's mostly the same amazing game, but more. It's strictly giving us more content to sink our teeth into, and though it's not all the best, so much of it is seriously impressive and satisfying to watch unfold. Overall, the story is a masterpiece here, adding tons of great movie-like elements, and a lot of the gameplay is amazing too, just with some minor mistakes. 4.5 out of 5 Ballardians.